Capacity. Previously, you would hire accountants to get capacity. That stinks of effort and cost. Let me tell you about David Carpenter. So David, big firm. Dave's business in February 2006 was 80 people, 7 million. And I went into their office and I said, this looks like an inefficient office. And so he said, what do you mean? He said, let me show you this floor. And it was a multi-floored office, and they had a floor of paper. He said, we're going to turn this paper, filing cabinets, etc., into digital. I said, no worries. And anyway, they did. And David said to me, we're going to refill the floor with people. And they didn't. In fact, what they did, they became so efficient that now, a few years later, they're now doing 4 times that size, literally 22 million people with million revenue with 90 million. Because what they did, they freed up capacity, they got efficient first. So when you implement these 8, I'm going to promise you, when you implement them properly, 4 hours of efficiency per accountant per day, or 4 hours of capacity per accountant per day. And it goes like this. It starts with policies and processes. Someone in your office is really good at something. Someone else is good at something else. You're good at something else. You're good at something else. The collective is really good at everything. What is the one way of doing it in your business? How many of you have been to a McDonald's somewhere else in the world other than here in Oslo? Who's been to a McDonald's somewhere else in the world? Why do you eat this crap? Why do you do this? Because you know what? You know what you're going to get. Is there only one way to make the burger? You bet. That's the McDonald's way. If you haven't seen the movie The Founder about Ray Kroc, I saw it on the plane on the way over here. Fantastic movie. What is the one way of doing it in your office? Not multiple way. We're going for one way. Now, this particular topic is a big topic. We're talking about systemizing and processing everything. This is the way that we do it here. And if you don't do it here, then FIFO. Fit in or F off. Write that one down. Now, I'd like you to think of your production, of your product, like a manufacturing process. I believe I'll get a number of hands on this one. I get very few in other parts of the world, but I'm guaranteed I'll get a number of hands on this question. How many of you in this room drive a Tesla? Hands up, Tesla drivers. Look at that, right? So, Tesla, great motor car. Elon Musk is the CEO. I believe all of the Visma executives drive Teslas. They're on special that week, but that's cool. Anyway, so last May, Elon Musk sold a record of the number of Teslas in 5 days flat. How many vehicles did he sell in 5 days? Pop quiz? 400,000 in 5 days. Pre-sold a new model, 400,000 cars in 5 days. Now, what sort of problem does he have? Production, manufacturing, yeah? Because he sold it at a fixed price, like you'll be selling it at a fixed price, number one, but now he's got to produce it at the most efficient way possible. And if you start thinking like your production, like Elon Musk would, do you think he's going to have a heap of humans in there? No. Robots. See, I want you to look at your workflow process, your workflow management, and realize there's 4 stages of workflow. Stage 1 is selling. We sell the job up front. Stage 2 is job setup. Stage 3 is we will do the job. And stage 4 is we'll resell it again. So what do I mean by this? Well, you sell the job, right? You price it up front, the client signs off. Now our objective is what? To do it as efficiently as we possibly can. And we're going to start with a checklist we send to our client. We need all this material. We need all these bank statements. We need all these things, right? This stuff, raw materials. A bit like Elon Musk. When he manufactures a car, he will make sure, do you think, by the way, that when he gets to the end of the vehicle, oh, damn it, there's a wheel missing? No. All 4 wheels are ready to go. Do you know the biggest, what's the right term here? The biggest bottleneck that bogs up your workflow is missing information from your clients at the outset. So what happens typically, you get started on jobs, on client jobs, and you pick it up, damn it, something's missing. Put it down, contact the client, put it over there, pick up another job. Damn it, something's missing on this one as well. Put it down, contact the client, put it over there, pick up another job. Something missing here, put it down, contact the client, pick up another job. And then finally, missing piece from job A turned up some weeks, months later. You pick it back up. Now what do? Scratch your head, where was I? And you redo it again. Wouldn't it be easier if all the raw materials were there in one spot before you got started? Wouldn't it be easier if you told your client when you're doing the work? Remember, it's not your client's business, it's your business. We're doing your work on the 16th of June, yours on the 5th of August, and so on. And you send them a calendar of when and you take control. When we had this coaching business in Australia, we were coaching directly 160 accounting firms per year. And we had 8 meetings each firm. 8 meetings, scheduled workflow for the year. Do you think we let our clients, you, tell us when we'll have our work? No way. We said, these are your 8 dates for the year. You cannot move them because this is our calendar, our diary, not yours. And take control of your workflow. You take control of it, because if you can take control of it, you can automate it and get fast throughput. By the way, don't do any of this on these 8 strategies in workflow if you don't do point 1, price up front, where it was. If you don't price up front, don't do this. But when you price up front, we're going to drive the time down. Let me ask you a question. If you look at your accounting day, or your team members' accounting day, how much time do you think they spend doing, listen carefully, administrative tasks associated with the accounting job? So things have to be done. Collect the materials, set the job up, queries, it's all admin. How much time per person per day would you consider, not accounting, but they're spending doing administrative tasks associated with the accounting job? Help me out here. I've never asked this question before in Norway. How many hours per day per accountant? 1? 3? Any more than 3? Any 4s? Let's go with 2. Let's split it. If you look at what accountants do all day. So the origination of this little piece, I was running a workshop one day for a 22-person accounting firm. And I just threw it out there. I said, how can we get more efficient in this business? And the admin person at the front, name's Heidi, put up a hand and says, take the admin tasks away from the accountants. I said, what are you talking about? I said, all right, accountants, what do you actually do all day? And we listed out, outside of doing pure accounting, 30 things they did all day. They collect raw materials, they contact the client for this, they set up work papers, they, do contact the government, they, back and forth to the client, checking queries. It's all admin. It's got nothing to do with accounting. It's all the checking and the processing bit. Most of that is admin. So I said, what an idea. What if we were to hire more administrative people to do that work? Consider this. Let's say you've got 8 accountants in your business. You're all different sizes. And let's say it wasn't 3, but it was 2 hours of administrative work per accountant per day associated with the accounting task. Just 2. 5 days in the week, let's say. That is 80 hours in your small accounting business for the 8 accountants doing administrative tasks. We take the 80 hours down here, and let's say the shop is open for 50 weeks of the year. I don't know what it's open for. Most places around the world, it's open 50 weeks. That is 4,000 hours per year in admin that these 8 accountants are doing. We take our 4,000, and let's say the average hourly rate is just €100. That, my friends, is 400,000 euro of capacity that is not yet realized. But it can be realized by hiring 2 people. 2 client service coordinators, 2 professional administrators, and their job is to manage the workflow. Workflow management is an admin task. Their job is to manage the workflow and keep it going through. Accountants did not sign up to be administrators. Accountants sign up to be accountants. You turn them into administrators with your process. So if you were to hire 2 client service coordinators, you might pay them, I don't know, 20,000 euro. I've got no idea what the salaries are here, but 20, 30,000 euro to free up 400,000 capacity. And you could probably charge for it as well. Why haven't you not hired more administrative people in your accounting business? Why limited admin? Because they are what? Not chargeable. You've just said they're not worthy. I'd like you to see you get your head count around 40% of them in administration. 40% in admin. And free up capacity because the work needed to be done, but not by an accountant. Accountants do accounting work, not administrative work. And take a critical look at what they do every day, and you will find that it's taking up to 3 hours, sometimes 4 per accountant per day. I'm promising you 4 in total, by the way. Workflow management. So now we're looking at an efficiency model. Do you actually have a model for efficiency? Because when you price up front, we want to drive the time down. So the question is, how much more efficient percentage in reduction time can your firm be? How much more efficient could it be? So let's do a little task here. We are going to do a little exercise of creating this product. I'm going to assume I haven't got my normal prop with me today, but this will be your product that you deliver to your client. Let's say a bound up set of accounts, a spiral bound, you probably present it that way. And so we're going to crowdsource the answer as to how we dramatically reduce the time on this task. So I'm the workflow manager. I'm going to come down here for this, by the way. I'm the workflow manager, and I'm going to talk to you about this particular project, and you will give me the answers as to how we do it. Listen carefully. So this job here, this is the Nixon file. Last year, this took us 30 hours to do for Nixon. Nixon was very disorganized last year. We didn't get all the raw materials. We kept on going backwards and forwards to him. It wasn't automated. The systems weren't that great. Really, Nixon was a mess as far as his work last year. Because he was a mess, we were a mess as well. This year, team, it's going to be different. We're going to do this job not in 30 hours, but 5. Now, look, I know it can't be done. But hypothetically, if it could be done, what would need to change, fix, stop, start, alter, different system, different whatever, to make it close to 5 hours? And the answers would be what? What would be the answers? Tell me. You know the answers. Okay, hands up who knows the answer. Hands up. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm not from Mars or Venus. Let me give you the answers that are often told. Number 1, if we had all the information before starting, right, all of it before starting. Number 2, if we had self-imposed deadlines. How many hardcore deadlines do you have per year? Hardcore lodging, filing deadlines. What do you got? 3, 4? Hardcore. Hardcore. Not for all clients, I mean just the main dates. 8. Go with 8. All right, go with 8. How many does what's the name of the financial newspaper that I was in today? What's it called? This newspaper, right? I don't know what you said, right? Finance always. How many? I've got no idea, right? You could tell me anything, Herland, and I'd believe you, right? How many deadlines does the editor of the newspaper have? 365. And at 1 a.m. it's got to come off the press because it's on the street. Is anyone by any chance going on vacation this Friday to somewhere exotic? Anyone going on vacation this Friday? Holiday? No? You're not going? No one's? You are. Where are you off to? Where are you going? To where? Sorry? Is this an exotic location? But I got no idea, right? Okay, let's say you're going to Australia for a month. For a month. How effective are you this week? This week, man, you are on. You are happening. Meetings are short. You're talking faster, you're walking faster. Emails that used to be this long now say no. You are super, super efficient because you have a self-imposed deadline. Have self-imposed deadlines on everything. One job. One job at a time uninterrupted. Leave me alone. I've got all the raw materials. The meeting's at 3 o'clock on Thursday. Let me do it. Improve systems, productization, and get your client on cloud accounting. So a friend of mine, Michael, asked that question of a home builder. Does anyone have home builders as clients? I've got a home builder as a client. You have, okay? So this particular home building company, their time to build a house was 120 days. And Michael was in front of the 24 executives and said, executives, how do we build the house in 10? And what do you think they said? Can't be done. Man, what do you mean smoking? You on crack? And then he said the following. Look, I know it can't be done, but if it could be done, what would need to change, fix, alter, different system, different, whatever, hypothetically. Why is the word hypothetically so important? Because it's the unreal world. It's not real. And so for 2 hours they brainstormed. They brainstormed hypothetically to build a house in 10 days, but brainstorm. So Michael on the flip chart says, just go and do that. And they did. And they didn't hit 10 days, but they did hit 42. To go from 120 days to build a house to 42, what did this do to their cash flow? Through the roof. What did this do to their customer service? Through the roof. What did this do to referrals and new business? Through the roof. Did you know the world record for building a house is 2 hours and 46 minutes in Phoenix, Arizona? 200 people on site with quick dry cement. So I say to you, you want to dramatically reduce the time? Just go and do that. On every single client. Just do that. Same answers. Get the client system sorted out, uninterrupted time, and dramatically reduce the time per job. Aaron Blau, who you saw on screen a little while ago from Tempe, Arizona, when I had dinner with him in Phoenix about 4 or 5 weeks ago, he said, you know what I've discovered, Rob? Because he started his journey last August. He said, the faster we go, the more efficient we go, the more accurate we are. This is not about cutting corners, team. This is about efficiency, to get capacity to grow. The next two, your firm on the cloud, improving your systems, get rid of the server, get rid of the paper, no filing cabinets, right? No hard drive accounting, all cloud. Your clients on cloud, seamlessly talking to each other. You can do this. There's tax cloud products coming out this year in this country. Awesome. Operate your accounting business on an iPad anywhere in the world. How cool is that? No servers. Improve your capacity. Team performance. Let me give you a 5-step model on how we get team performance. Number one, do we have the right people? Here is the litmus test. Do you have the right people employed? Would you enthusiastically rehire them? If there's a write their name down. FIFO. There's thousands of great people out there. Are they motivated and engaged? You see, you've probably heard the analogy of the right people on the bus. You know, Jim Collins wrote about this in Good to Great many years ago. You know, the right people on the bus, the right people in the right seats in the bus. Some people on your bus, in your vehicle, your business vehicle, have their hand firmly on the handbrake of the bus. And they're obstructing progress. Obstructing progress. You're in third gear and you want to get to 10th and you can't get through. Give them a shot. But the last thing you want is to deal with mediocrity. So deal with mediocrity. You see, you're the owners here. Back to your business, your rules. It is not their business, it's your business. Do they know what to do? They actually know what to do and how to do it. And are you providing the right environment conducive to success? The right tools, resources, training, etc. Team performance starts with the right ones. And the litmus test is, would you enthusiastically rehire them? If not, there's a discussion to be had. You may need to free up their future. Administrative team. Hiring professional administrators to do the workflow. Hiring administrators to do the marketing. Hiring administrators to run the business. Running an accounting business as a general manager, you might call it a practice manager, office manager, is admin. Should not be done by partners. Better use of partner time, 30, 60, 10. Admin team. And when it comes to the team, who says they need to be here? We had a good discussion about this. Philippines. Yeah, what did you say the differential in price was? 12 times? 1 to 12. How many did you hire? 8 people in the Philippines for a 1 to 12 cost differential. Why not? Let's look beyond our borders to other countries. Who has accounting team members who work for you in other countries around the world? Other countries? Like literally about 3% of you. Whereabouts? In Latvia, yeah? Why would you hire them here? They're too expensive. I told you I'd disturb you, right? I told you wouldn't agree. This is business opportunity. Let me make not too fine a point on it. So we can hire accountants around the world for $3 and $5 an hour to do the work that we might pay, 20, 30, 40 euro per hour, right? Difference, right? And we've got accountants all over the world doing this. Set up teams of people, you're 8 in the Philippines, wherever you had them, to do accounting work. And this is super cool. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to grow your business. So let me make this really fine point. It's very pointed. Those 2 or 3 screens on your computer desk, the data in front of you, if you're not going to add value to the data, your days are numbered because the machine will do it, or someone on $5 an hour who's a 10-year experienced accountant in the Philippines or India or someone like that will do it for you. You must add value. Capacity. You drive the time down by being better systems, better process to get real capacity. But don't just do this in isolation. The team at HTA Advisory, a 2-partner firm in Melbourne, Australia, first year in, they did their revenue of 12 months in 8. I said, boys, what happened? We just focused on capacity. Their profit did not improve because they didn't refill the capacity. They got super efficient. Now their profit went through the roof after that. But that first year, so you might look at this and go, that's a good thing to start on. And maybe these 8 strategies. But if you just do capacity, you will run out of work. So you must grow. You must now grow this thing through the roof. How do we grow an accounting business? An accounting practice does 2 things, essentially. An accounting practice grows by putting its charge rates up 3 or 5% per year and waiting for referrals. That's how accounting practices grow. Accounting business gets on the front foot. And the accounting business starts with niche markets. Who do we actually want to serve? Who is it we're targeting? Niche markets. I have 5 rules on niche markets. Number 1, are there lots of them? Might be restaurants, might be medical professionals, it might be supermarkets, it could be breweries, whatever, right? Are there lots of them? Do they have the ability to pay? Can they actually afford? Like there's lots of hairdressers, yeah? But they have no money. So don't target them. We're a capitalistic society here. Let's go where the money is. Does your IP actually help them? Does your intellectual property help them? Are they fun to be with? Do you enjoy working with them? Why is that important? You're going to be hanging around these people. And will their business, this niche, exist in the future? You decide who you target. In my case, it's accounting firms. That's it. Lots of them. Tick. 1.27 around the world. Ability to pay? Absolutely. But here's the kicker. Why do our firms keep paying us month in, year out? Because of point 3. Our IP works. Point 4, believe it or not, we spend our lives at Paralytics hanging around accountants. You are a lot of fun. You seriously are. One year at this particular annual conference we do, we had a streaker. You know what a streaker is? Yeah? So literally this accountant called, going to say, Jason his name is. We had 200 and 300 people, 330 people, and he takes all his clothes off and runs the conference hall. Has this happened over here before? No? Oh, not you. No. You guys are wild. Let's talk about lawyers, right? Are there lots of law firms? Yeah? Do you think lawyers have the ability to pay? Yeah? Do you think if I switched every word accountant out to make it lawyer, that the IP would work? Yeah? Where do they fall down? We don't like them. Couldn't resist. Couldn't resist. We have the token lawyer in the room, right? Couldn't resist, right? With love. So, niche markets, we've got growth, right? Best buyer strategy. Do we know who our best buyer is? Do we know the demographics, psychographics, the avatar of who it is that you're targeting? Understanding who and what they look like. What's your strategy around that? Are we looking at brand development? Do we build our brand? A brand is not a logo. A brand is not a tagline. A brand is not a color palette. A brand is what you stand for. What do you stand for? We're the go-to guys and girls for this. This is what we stand for. In my world, oh, welcome to my world, by the way, today. In my world, because we know the global providers, we know that no one has the depth and breadth of methodology and content on how accountants can build a great accounting business. No one. We know around the world that no one has a depth and breadth of methodology on how accountants can help their clients build great businesses. No one. And no one on the planet, we know all the players, has the depth and breadth of technology and methodology on how you can help your clients with business advisory services. What do you stand for? What does your brand say about you? What about your web presence? You must dominate the web. Why should we dominate the web? Why is the web so important to us? Hello? You know what the internet is, yeah? Because everyone goes there. So we need to look at the web as, are you non-existent, existent, competitive, distinct, or breakthrough? Main website, feeder sites, blog, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Who's got some YouTube videos up? Who's got YouTube videos up? YouTube? Are these personal in nature, or are they sort of publicly? Do I have to swipe my credit card first? What are you doing, right? Dominate the web. Dominate the web. Right? And then we're in a position to generate leads. We are talking about external sales and marketing here. External sales and marketing. Who in this room has marketing people full-time? By the way, I do not want the technology companies that are in the room to put their hand up. If you're an accounting firm that has marketing people on your payroll, not a partner, because they're not a marketing person, because they're pretty crap at that, who has full-time marketing people on payroll as an accountant? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I believe we have 13 accounting firms. I believe we have approximately about 280 firms in the room. 13 out of 280. What's that? 5% of you. 5%. Accounting skills are not enough. You want to grow your business. If you're going to implement these capacity ideas and free up 4 hours of capacity per, it's not going to refill itself. Let me give you an 8-step marketing strategy to generate leads. Inquiry. Number 1, in your chosen niche, act like a thought leader. Act like you are. Do content marketing. Pump out content in a variety of formats: video, blog, social media, whether it be podcast, articles, books. Maybe write a book. There's a book in every one of you. Dominate the web. Be everywhere. Everywhere you are, you are. Everywhere I go, you are. Social proof. Promote how good you are via the success of your clients. Let me tell you a story about social proof. Let me tell you about Duncan Barber and the team at OmniWealth in Sydney. So every single Tuesday at their team meeting, one team member of Duncan's business must bring a client success story to the actual meeting. And so the team member talks about the client to the other team members and says, this is how we've helped this client, social proof. Then their marketing coordinator takes the team member aside and says, let's write a case study around that. Promote how good you are via the success of your clients. Don't just say we're good, we're awesome, right? We all know that, but we don't believe it. Social proof. Referrals. Stock standard referrals. But you've got to ask for them systematically. And I see these emails from accountants, right? On the bottom of the email, please refer us. Really? So you're on stretch. Please, no. Physically ask your A, B, and C class clients for referral. Don't ask your D class clients for referral. Their mates are dickheads as well. You know it, right? Direct response. When we hire these marketing people, are they brand people or direct response people? Actually, do you spend $1, get $1.10 back? Direct response. Run events, seminars, and webinars. Events, seminars, and webinars. Now, I'm going to change gears slightly. I'm going to ask you a question. and you are to turn to your seat neighbour and answer the question. And then do we have a microphone that I can run around the room? Who's got a microphone for me? A handheld? Thank you very much. So here's the question. One word. Thank you very much. One word. Why do clients stay with you? Got it? Why do they stick with you? Turn your seat neighbour. Answer the question. That means talk to him. Why do they stay? And can we get 6 up, please? Matthias, 6? 6? Yep. Okay, no Mike. 6? Good? Still no Mike? Okay, I'll repeat it. Why do they stay?
Value.
Value. Why do they stay? Quality. Bullshit. Sorry. They don't know. You think it's quality. Why do they stay? Why do they stay?
Because of us.
Because you're awesome, right? But why do they stay?
Excellent service.
Excellent service. Why do they stay? Satisfaction. Why do they stay? Trust. Why do they stay? Relationship. Why do they stay?
Expert role.
Sorry?
Expert role.
Expert role. All right, back to quality service, yeah? Why do they stay?
They trust us.
They trust. All right, why do they stay? Why do they stay? Relationship. Why do they stay?
Best.
You're the best. Really? There's 500 other people in this room. They might say they're best. Why do they stay?
Our knowledge.
Knowledge. Why do they stay? Trust. Why do they stay? Engagement. Why do they stay? Knowledge. Why do they stay? Why do they stay? Trust. Why do they stay? One word's good. Loyalty. All right. So, who said something along the lines of trust or relationship? Hands up, please. Hands up, trust. Okay. First of all, let's deal with quality. They have no idea whether you're good or not. Right?
But they pay.
They don't realize it. I'm going to suggest that your clients stay with you not because of quality, customer service, trust, or relationship. They stay with you because of financial intimacy. You have financial intimacy over your clients. You see, financial intimacy is the end game. You know things about them that no one else does. They've told you things over the years that are not to be repeated. Before financial intimacy is trust. How do you build trust? By building a relationship. Hands up on this one. Who would say you have good relationships with your clients? Hands up, good relationships with your clients. Hands up, most of the room. Okay. So we've got financial intimacy, trust, relationship. How do you build a relationship? How do you build a relationship? You talk, you communicate, right? You have a beer, you have a coffee, you have some lunch, you have a phone call, you have a meeting, you communicate. So I'm going to question the whole chain. Starts with communication, ends with financial intimacy. How can you have a good relationship with someone when you only see them 2, 3, 4 times a year? Let me ask you this question. What would the relationship be like at home with your spouse if you only saw them 2, 3, 4 times a year? It would be what? Perfect, there you go. So financial intimacy. The client you want, the other accounting firm that already has them, unless they don't have an accounting firm, they too have financial intimacy as well. So how do you break financial intimacy? Try before you buy. You see, that other accounting firm where you want their juicy client, you want their 50,000 euro client, they have financial intimacy as well. They think they've got good quality. No, they don't, right? Customer service, it's all about us, right? We're awesome, right? Really? No. So try before you buy. If you look at these first 7, that it's all about try before you buy. Chip away, chip away, chip away with content. And lastly, in our loop, is all about technology. Using technology. So a little quick backstory. I left school when I was 16 in 1985. And I went to work in the family business, agricultural company, and we were supplying agricultural products to farmers. And so in 1985, my job was to work in Dad's business as a 16-year-old, and we had 14,000 farmers on a database, so we sold them agricultural products. And our technology of the day was a telephone and a letter. That was our tech. One day, a big box arrives. What's in the box? No, before the computer. Fax machine. Whoa. What's a fax machine, Dad? So we got this new tech, right? But there's a problem with the fax machine. What was it? No one else had one. So we actually wrote to our farmers with a brochure from Canon, the fax people, and said, we've done a deal, buy this fax machine so we can communicate better with you. Now look at our technology, our social media, it's all web-based technology, literally for free. Are you employing this technology to get leads? What happens after a lead? We're going to make a sale. And we start with sales process. Who in this room, workflow process, step by step by step, sales process, step by step by step. Who in this room has a documented and utilized sales process? Hands up if you do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. But you're selling every day. So you might have a workflow process. Why don't you have a sales process? Here's one I prepared earlier for you, just to help you out, right? Here it is. The marketing coordinator generates brands and generates leads, right? So the brand development lead generation. Goes into a sales coordinator, contact management, data collection, these are the activities. And then someone's got to sell. Someone's got to sell, client relationship manager, runs meeting process, follow up, and then we hand it over to an advisor, accountant, or a coach to deliver. You see, the seller is not the deliverer. The marketing person is not selling. Marketing and selling are two different things altogether. You are excellent as accountants at selling. You are really good. Because you've got automatic trusted advisor status. You are lousy at marketing. That's okay. Go towards your strengths, hire the weaknesses. So we want a sales process that's robust. We want sales skills. Next question I've got. Of the accountants in the room, so not the technology people and the vendors over here, the accountants in the room who has been professionally trained in professional sales, as in selling professional services, professionally trained, hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 500. You got to be kidding me. What? Give me some words, because some of you have a little problem with this. What is selling? What are you doing when you're selling? Communication? Recommending? What else are you doing? Suggesting? Convincing? Asking questions? That so far sounds like accounting to me. But some of you have limiting sales beliefs, right? Like, I'm no good at it, so what's the use? When you are trained, you're actually really good at it. I'm too busy, there's real work to be done. What? Like, seriously, if you don't like the word sales, replace it with servicing your clients properly. The objective of this is that all clients are buying every service that they need that helps them achieve their goals. If I visit the client, I come back with more work. That's the flipping point. My clients will call me when they need me. No, they won't. Do you know why? They don't know what you can do. All of our clients have everything they need. No, they don't, because they don't know what they don't know. I'm afraid what the client will think. They'll say, yeah, they'll say no. Or I don't want to seem desperate like a used car salesman. I'm a professional. Just like pricing beliefs, this is sales beliefs. You will learn when you hang around us more. And certainly the Visma team, I love what Visma are doing, by the way, and taking a front foot on the education part of this. So they've got the technology nailed, but there's more. As I said to the guys yesterday, technology is one thing, but technology needs content and education as well. So and Visma are taking the front foot on bringing these ideas to you, which is super, super cool. if you hang around long enough, my business, my people, my team will teach you how to sell in a very ethical, professional way. And the objective is to retain them, of course. Retention system linked closely to communication program. Do you have a strategy for this? Do you have a strategy for average project value? Do you know what the number is? Do you have a strategy for the number of projects per client per year? I'm going to show you a slide that I've already said this phrase, I believe, about 7 or 8 times today. Could be 6 to 8 times. I believe, with what I'm about to show you, other than the pricing bit and this slide is the most important phrase that needs to be in your DNA and lived every single day. And I believe this is your duty of care, that every single client is buying every service that they need that helps them achieve their goals. As the trusted advisor, the action of the trusted advisor is that. All clients buying everything they need that helps them achieve their goals. So I'm going to put a challenge to you as the trusted advisor, if that's the action of the trusted advisor. The challenge is to do a goal-setting meeting with your clients and understand where they want to go. You know, I switched accountants in 2007 last time, and I met with my new accountant, Matt. Matt was on the screen earlier. And Matt said, can you draw on the whiteboard all of your structures, everything you've got? So we did that. And he said, okay, that's where you are today. Can you explain to me? And he drew on another whiteboard a little T, and he put Rob and then Nat, my wife Natalie. What are your goals? What are your actual goals in life? He said, Nat, you're going first. She goes, I want that tick, that, and that. Rob, your turn. What are your goals? Bump, 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 bump. Goals. And then he said the following. He said, you will never, ever achieve your goals while ever you are financially disorganized. Here at Elliott's was the name of the firm, and now since changed. Here at Elliott's, what we do is help our clients to be financially well organized so that they can achieve their goals. He got me at hello. Search financiallywellorganized.com. You can't use that term, it's been globally trademarked. But you'll see what they're doing to help their clients to be financially well organized. They have a goal-setting meeting with every single new client and every single existing client, every single 3 years for existing, every new one at the outset. What would happen if you had these meetings? You meet the first client, and because your objective is to deliver that. And the first client says to you, I'm 73 years old, I've got this business, Ed and John are in the business, the sons, but we really have no way to pass it on. You need the XYZ Partners succession planning program. You meet the next client, I'm 28 years old. I've been in this job, I want to start this business, I have no idea. You need the XYZ Partners, how to start your business program. Next client you meet is 39 years old. I've been at this business for a while, I just can't make any money, cash flow. You need the XYZ Partners, how to grow your profit and improve your cash flow program. Next client you meet is 61 years old. And he says to you, you know what's going on? My son is about to marry a gold-digging bitch. And they have no prenup, and I'm concerned about our assets. You need the XYZ Partners Asset Protection Program. And let me assure you this. I didn't ask you if it's okay if I swear a little bit, right? You're okay? It's too late now anyway. So let me show you this. The services you deliver when you do this will fall under 8 categories. We've done this like tens of thousands of times. Your clients will say, growth-orientated help, grow revenue and wealth. Profit improvement, we call this the Awesome 8. Profit improvement. They'll say cash flow management improvement, asset protection, tax minimization, financial retirement, succession planning, and help me leave an estate. Help me with estate planning. And if you're going to be the trusted advisor and you believe that all clients should buy in every service that helps them achieve their goals, immediately you start expanding your service offering. So I've got a challenge for you all. First question, right, before I give you the challenge. Who believes you should be helping your clients achieve their goals? Hands up if you believe this. All right, we'll go with close to 80%. It's hard to see down the back. So, if you believe that, here is your challenge from me. And that is to meet with every single client that you want to keep and have a goal-setting meeting, then go away and think about it and match services to the goals. Depending on the volume of clients you've got, it may take you a year to do this, a 2-hour meeting. Who is prepared, because you're interested in growing your business, no doubt, who's prepared, hands up if you are, to do this meeting with your clients? Hands up if you are. Interesting. About half who said they believe it's the right thing to do. I don't get that. I really don't. I see this as your duty of care. And if you're not going to do this, guess what? Someone else will. And we wrap up these 30 strategies with business advisory services, a broader range of business advisory services. And what I'm about to say to you took 19 years to work out in working with accounting firms. In the last 4 years, have we changed our tune around this? And the tune is, when it comes to advice, we recommend you stay close to the numbers and give numbers-based advice. You see, if you go to consulting services, the delivery of consulting services requires grey hair or no hair to deliver it. Years of wisdom. But if you stay close to the numbers and you do, for example, a business performance review, numbers-based performance review, or you do an assessment with your clients, you monitor your cloud clients' numbers, you do a growth plan numbers, cash flow forecast numbers, full planning session numbers, monitoring program numbers, elevate with numbers, you stay close to the numbers and you get this wonderful thing called leverage. So you might sell one of those services for $5,000, but then you give it to Johnny or Jenny to deliver it. And unless you want to do it, because consulting takes grey hair and no hair to deliver. Grey hair and no hair. So we look at this list. 30 strategies. By the way, they're big, they're deep, they're not frivolous. This is not magic bullet stuff. This is not silver bullet thing. You've got to implement. It takes time. And this is a journey. You've been at it 20, 30 years right now. And as you've discovered today, I'm saying, well, hang on a minute, if you did it this way. And you go, yeah, but, that might not work. I'm from Oslo. Yes, it will. Yeah, but my clients are different. No, they're not. Done this 170,000 times, so not with you. You're the first time. So let me tell you in the next couple of minutes as we wrap up how I got to work with accountants. So I was 24 years old in a little country town in the outback, a place called Dubbo, D-U-B-B-O, 35,000 people, and I was unemployed, literally unemployed. And I decided to become a marketing consultant and run some seminars. And one day, I'm going broke a million miles an hour, right? There was a customer service and sales seminar I was doing at 24. And I was going broke a million miles an hour. I had no idea what was going on. An accountant turned up called Ellis Ryan. Ellis turns up to my little workshop of 8 people at the pub. Seriously, it was going broke a million miles an hour. And he says to me, Rob, this is awesome. Will you come to my town and do this seminar for my clients? I said, absolutely. How many clients you got? 126. So we sent a mail, no email back then, 1994, a mailer out. 56 people turned up to the Canamble RSL Club, the Servicesmen's League, right? The Services Club. I make a profit of $2,500. I'm thinking, wow, these accountants are awesome. They can fill a room of people for me. And so I started cold calling accountants. Hey, I'll do this seminar for you. It's really cool. You'll be seen as the hero. And, and so the rest is history, as they say. And what I got to realize over the years is that you have tremendous impact on your clients. You have impact in 4 distinct areas. You have impact in revenue, profit, wealth, and happiness. Impact. Consider this. Let's say you've got 200 business clients. I don't know what they are, right? I'm just taking a guess at this. 200 business clients in your client base, in your portfolio. And they each do 500,000 in euro each. That's $100 million worth of revenue in your client base that you can negatively impact by doing nothing, just being the redundant data accountant with compliance, or positively impact by being on the front foot, offering advisory services. What about profit? You take that 100 million and let's sort of make 20 points each. That's 20 million euro of profit in your client base that you could negatively impact by doing nothing, positively impact by being on the front foot and helping them. What about wealth? Just take business wealth. Take that 20 million, let's say 5 times Val, that's $100 million euro of business wealth in your client base that you can negatively impact by being the redundant data accountant, positively impact by being the real-time accountant. What about happiness? Let's take this 200. They might employ 10 each. That's 2,000 lives. 2,000 approximately in your client base that you can negatively impact by doing nothing. Positively impact by being the trusted advisor, by helping them achieve their goals and providing services that really help them. Be on the front foot. You see, our mission at Panalytics is helping accountants build great businesses. And through you, we build great economies. You see, those clients that you impact, our job at Panalytics is to help you grow revenue, profit, cash, get capacity along the way, and change your business forever. And then, let's mobilize you en masse to work with those 200 clients, each whatever you've got, and help them, with your fine help, build profit, cash, wealth, capacity. And if we can do that enough times, we can change economies. Change the world through accountants. One accountant at a time. You had fun this afternoon? Yeah? Hands up this. I've got a couple of questions before I wrap. Have you learned something new today? Who's learned something new? Oh, cool. All right, next one. Who has learned something or relearned something you've heard before but not implemented? Who's relearned something they've heard before? Okay, cool. So when you walk out of this door, we have a drink afterwards. So a couple on the beers already, which is great. It's time to implement. Maybe a few of you turn up to the event that Visma's putting on Friday, etc. That'd be great as well. Maybe a few might buy the book. That'd be cool as well. We'll sign some books later on. But I'll leave you with one final thought. One final thought, and it's a Zen saying. And that is to know and not to do is not yet to know. To know or not to do is not yet to know. Hope you enjoyed this. Please give a rapturous round of applause to the Visma people for putting this on. Rapturous. Take the roof off. Let's go. Thank you.
Steph.
What?
Stay on stage. It's a Q&A session.
Oh, Q&A. I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Rob. I think everyone loved that.
They're leaving. They obviously didn't.
Yeah, someone is leaving. The guys who are leaving are the guys who bought the beers in the bar, actually. Yeah, they need to use the restroom. This is how it works, even in Norway. We've got a few questions in the app. I reckon we start there, and then we'll pass the mic along and take some questions from the audience.
That one doesn't work, by the way. It's a new one. Yep.
Doesn't work?
No.
What is, in your view, on process orientation instead of client orientation in the accounting office industry? Is the accounting office industry too process-orientated versus client-orientated?
Oh, without a doubt. So you've been so focused on these billable hours, so internally focused, so reactive, that to me, it's all about a client-centric model. And go back to that, I've not seen these questions, by the way, so it's completely freeform. Go back to that slide a few slides ago, which I can bring up, and I hope you got it. Hang on, this is one here. Come on, right, and one back on there. And so I hope you got this. That is a client-centric process. Living up to your trusted advisor status. Yes, you've got processing work to do internally, but that's mainly what you've been focused on. And this internal processing, driven by the clock, has driven the self-esteem down. It's driven a reactive society of accountants. To do that, you have to be super proactive, and that is where I think it's at. That's the duty of care.
Perfect. That actually leads me over to my next question. How do you turn an accountant into being the trusted advisor, the proactive one? How do you do that? Do you replace them, or can you train them?
Train them.
Train them.
But first of all, is there a will? So when I ask that question, is there a will to actually help your clients? Yeah, we've got to have your hands up, right? That's the first thing, is there a will? And there seems to be a will in this room, which is really cool. But that's desire. But are you too comfortable right now? Because when I asked the question, well, who's going to do it, half the hands went up. See, comfort is the killer of progress. You need a healthy discontent for the present. to do some of these things. And you can be trained. We've trained thousands.
Good. Last one from the app before we start taking questions from the audience. Let's say that everyone convert their business from invoicing hours in arrays over to value pricing.
Cool.
Over to more value pricing and invoicing. What will happen to the industry then?
Yeah, cool.
Will the model be sustainable in that situation?
So first of all, this is not about taking a bigger slice of the same pie, right? This is about growing the pie. And growing the pie with different services. Those different services have never been bought before. Numbers-based advice services, as I spoke about. And if you value price them, then it's better for you, better for the client, fixed fee up front. The profession as a whole will never all move. Never. Right? Because some of the older people who are actually stuck in their ways, who are not here today, not you, right? Because this invitation went out to every single accountant in the whole country, well, they can go the way of the dinosaur. But if you want to change, if you actually want to make a difference and really help your clients, then my research and what we've seen with the accounting firms, this is the only way to do it. This is the only way to do it. So embrace it and enjoy the change. It's fun. And get on the front foot and really help your clients.
Good. Do I see any hands from the audience? This is the test, This is where your comfort zone ends.
Okay, no one likes asking the first question.
We got one here,
Who would
Alan.
like to ask the second question? Well, we got someone, Ellen. Ellen's a mic
We have
runner
one
now.
here. I actually challenged her in the break.
Did you?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Do you have any views on how to avoid discussions related to what's inside scope and
Sure.
what's outside scope
So,
in a
yeah.
fixed price project?
So scope creep and scope seep. It's the killer of a fixed price agreement. You've settled on the price. You've said these are the 5 things we'll do. But sometimes the client thinks it involves more. So you've got to monitor your fixed price agreements and have a conversation with the client, right? I've had this conversation many times with my accountant because we're on a fixed price. And say, right, seriously, it's great. Because he'll say, Rob, I'm sorry, but that's outside of scope of the engagement that we currently have. No worries. So if you want us to continue down that path with that question, that project, whatever it is, we would need to reprice that separate process. And they go, sure, no worries. But you've got to make the call. I'm sorry, Rob, that's outside of scope. So you've got to monitor it in advance because often, again, back to the people fill the available time with what work they've got to do. If they see 5,000, they think it's an all-you-can-eat salad bar. No, it's not. Right? It is for that specific 5 points or 3 points as to what you're going to do with it. But you've got to make the call. Yep. Well, it's communication during the work in progress.
So the tough second question. No more hands? There is one there,
Erland, up the back, you're running.
right at the back.
That is not running. Come on, man.
Alan, we did this on purpose.
Now he's leaving.
No, he's leaving.
Rob,
Hello.
what do you expect from your accountant that you don't get today?
The one that serves me? Yep, okay. So my accountant, we have 2 accounting firms we work with, actually 3. So for the private companies, we have Matt, you saw on screen. We use PKF for our global company in Australia and the United States. So first of all, 2 separate beasts altogether. One's for auditing a global business and advisory, and one is for local business. Guess what? My accountant started off fabulously well. Like really well. Like everyone does whilst we're educating them about this. And so regular meetings, catch-ups, always fixed price, that's always fine. But where he dropped the ball was that one slide, and by the way, you would not want me as a client, just so you know. Because I tell you what I think, right? You may have noticed that, right? And so where Matt has dropped the ball is the structured communication schedule, on contacting me. Now, he thinks he's got a relevant excuse because he went from a 2-partner firm to a 1-partner firm. He flicked his partner about 18 months ago. As a customer, I don't see that as an excuse. So that communication schedule where constant, hey, send a text, email, phone call, quick meetings, whatever it is, coffee, what are you up to on Thursday? He dropped the ball the last 18 months when he went through the bus stop of his partnership. That's what I would be looking for, because guess what? I have needs. I'm a business, right? We've got 58 people employed, in 4 countries and growing every single week, it seems. I have needs, but I don't know what you know. Let me tell you a little side story on this. 1 minute. So, I interviewed on behalf of 126 accounting firms, 1,068 of their clients, like in groups of 8 at a time, called a client advisory board. And so 126 meetings, 1,068 business, pretty good sample size, yeah? And one of the key, so the partners of the firm were not in the room. And one of the key questions was, what else do you want from your accountant? And I always remember this guy called Barry. Barry is a paint retailer. He sells paint. He's got a paint shop. And he said, Rob, I would love it if the partner, his name's Greg, 4-partner firm, would just phone me up from time to time and say, hey, Barry, what are the biggest problems in your business right now? This is the client telling me on tape, right, we're audio taping this, about Greg, the partner. And then he goes on to say, I would tell him, I've got this problem, this one, and that one. If he asked me the question, what are the biggest problems? And then Barry, the paint retailer, says, what an opportunity for Greg, the accountant, to say, well, we can help you with that one, and that one. We need to bring in that person, that lawyer, for that one there. Always remember that. You see, the client doesn't know what you know. Do you know why? They're not accountants.
It's true. Great answer, by the way.
Thank you.
Great answer. It was actually good standing here listening to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've been doing that for 2 days.
Jeez.
Rob Nixon, it's been an honor.
Thank you, man. It's been fun.
Really have. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good afternoon.